Alright, Shalom, Kahalayim Lai, Yahweh Bashim Al Shabbat Shimon Kakodash. Double honors to the apostles, to the elders of Great Millstone. Much peace, love, and salutation to all the brothers doing this work in truth and sincerity. Shalom, this is the brother Batak back at you again through the spirit. And power Yahweh Bashim Al Shabbat and another lesson. This is Leviticus chapter 18, verse 17. Hold on. It says, "Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of a woman and her daughter. Neither shalt thou take her son's daughter or her daughter's daughter to uncover her nakedness, for they are her near kinswoman, and it is wickedness." So, as you can see, Brother Polight of the so-called black unconscious community violated this law. He uncovered the nakedness of a woman that he was dealing with's daughter. And this is in the scriptures. So I just wanted to get this precept, point out the fact that this the brother Polight, of the black unconscious community went off according to the scriptures. You don't supposed to deal with a woman and her daughter. You can't have sex with a woman. You can't have sex with a woman and then have sex with her daughter. No, you can't do that, man. That's wickedness. This is Leviticus chapter 18, verse 3. It says, "After the doings of the land of Egypt, wherein ye dwelt, shall ye not do." Right? And the Lord told us, man, don't be following after heathen, man. It says, "And after the doings of the land of Canaan, whether I bring you, ye shall not do, neither shall ye walk in their ordinances. Ye shall do my judgments and keep mine ordinances and walk wherein. I am Yahweh your God. Ye shall therefore keep my statutes and my judgments, which is, if a man do, he shall live in them. I am Yahweh. None of you shall approach to any that is near of kin to him, to uncover their nakedness. I am Yahweh." Right? You don't supposed to be dealing with, you don't supposed to be having sex with your near kinsman, man. Pertaining to, depending on the certain situations, and the reason why I said that is because, Jacob, who was a man of the Lord, he worked for his uncle. If you go to the history of it in Genesis, he worked for his uncle, and he labored for his uncle's daughter. They call it skin of my skin and bone of my bone, or something. Let me say. You know what? Let's just get it. This is let me see. Let me try bone of my bone. This is something that was done that keeps the family, that keeps the bloodline pure. This is I don't know the term for it, but they kind of marry in the family, so to speak, to keep the family line pure. But it's some you can't deal with, and some that some that you can deal with. This is Genesis chapter 29. I'm gonna start at verse 1, because you got to understand that Jacob's wives were actually his mother's brother's daughters. So technically that would make them his cousins. But this is Genesis chapter 29, verse 1. It says, "Then Jacob went on his journey and came into the land of the east, the land of the people of the east. And he looked, and behold, a well is in the field, and lo, there was 3 flocks of sheep lying by it. For out of that well they watered the flocks, and great stone was upon the well's mouth. And thither were all the flocks together, and they rolled the stone from the well's mouth, and watered the sheep, and put the stone again upon the well's mouth in its place." No, I want to get to the point where his mother sent him to her brothers because Esau desired to kill Jacob. So his mama told him to flee somewhere. Oh, I'm gonna just keep reading verse 29. It gets into the details. This is Genesis 29 and 4. It says, and Jacob said unto them, my brother, whence be ye? And they said, of Haran are we. And he said unto them, know ye Laban the son of Nahar? And they said, we know him. And he said unto them, is he well? And they said, he is well. And behold, Rachel his daughter cometh with the sheep. And lo, and he said, lo, it is yet high day, neither is it time that the cattle should be gathered together. Water ye the sheep, and go and feed them. And they said, we cannot until all the flocks be gathered together, until they roll from the stone from the well's mouth, that we water the sheep. And while he yet spake with them, Rachel came with her father's sheep, for she kept them. And it came to pass, when Jacob saw Rachel, the daughter of Laban, his mother's brother, and the sheep of Laban, his mother's brother, that behold, that Jacob went near and rolled the stone from the well's mouth, and watered the flock of Laban, his mother's brother. And Jacob kissed Rachel, and lifted up his voice, and wept. And Jacob told Rachel that he was her father's brother. Hold on. And Jacob told Rachel that he was her father's brother, and that he was Rebekah's son. And she ran and told her father. And it came to pass, when Laban heard the tidings of Jacob, his sister's son, that he ran to meet him, embraced him, and kissed him, and brought him to his house. And he told Laban all these things. And Laban said to him, surely thou art my bone and my flesh. That means you're of the same family line. You know, you're of the same family line. Yeah. It says, and he abode with him the space of a month. And Laban said unto Jacob, behold, because thou art my brother, shouldest thou therefore serve me for naught? Tell me what shall be thy wages be. So he was saying, you know, okay, you're going to serve me. So how do you want me to pay you? It says verse 16, and Laban had two daughters. The name of the elder was Leah, and the name of the younger was Rachel. And Leah was tender-eyed, but Rachel was beautiful and very favored. And Jacob loved Rachel, and said, I will serve thee 7 years for Rachel thy daughter, young daughter. And Laban said, it is better that I give her to thee than that I should give her to another man. Abide with me. So that makes sense, man. So it just depends on certain situations, you know. Like the scripture says, man, the scripture's not lie. I'm not making this up. Technically, you know, Jacob, Rachel, and Leah was Jacob's uncle's daughters. You know, that's his mother's brother's daughters. So you see the scripture says what it says, and you know, it's very clear, man. You know, that's how you keep the bone, you know, that's how you keep the family line pure. I forget the term for it, but you know, this is what the elites and the international bankers do, you know, which they got that from where? They got it from the scriptures, man. This was a custom. This was things that we done, man. You know, and in this society, people just don't understand. You know, I'm not saying, you know, like the scriptures don't say, the scriptures tell you what you can do and what you can't do. All you got to do is read the book of Leviticus chapter 18, man. You can't deal with a woman and her daughter and her daughter's kids. You know, you can't do that. And according to the scriptures, Polight went off on that, man. You know, and if you want to know more details about it, you know, all you got to do is go to Leviticus chapter 18. When Adam seen Eve, he said the same thing. He said, bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. Let me see. It says, and Adam said to his Adam said, this is now bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, because she was taken out of man. That means that she was of the same family line of Adam. She was of the same family line. And, that was done to keep the bloodline pure and keep it thorough, because the Lord didn't want no mixing, mingling, man. He didn't want us mixing and mingling with, other nations. And the Lord deals with a specific bloodline, and that bloodline has to remain pure. So the Lord has done things the way he did it. And like Laban said, like the scripture says, it says, like this. This is on verse 19. It says, and Laban said, it is better that I give her to thee. Right. You would rather give your daughter to a man that and he's right in the spirit. He's going to do right by your daughter because you just know this man. That goes with anybody. That's just like, I know I got a friend real good. I know him real good, and I'm just, this is just an example. This is how it was old things was done. I would rather give my daughter to somebody that I know that I can trust. And I know personally that would do right by my daughter, right? That's with any man, your daughter is good in hands. She's going to be taken care of. And in the old days, the father had to approve of who a woman, deals with, who she marries, man. That's how things was done. The father approves, man. The father picks who you want, so to speak, to be your husband, man. Because if he's suitable for the father, if he's suitable, you please with the father, you please the father, you can get the daughter, man. Just like if you go to the movie Coming to America, this Eddie Murphy, he was saying all type of shit, like, how am I gonna get the daughter? How am I gonna get the daughter? And the guys in the shop, they let him know, you want to get a woman, you got to go through her father. And that's what it is, man. That's how it's going back. That's how it was back then, man. So Laban said, it is better that I give her to thee, that I should give her to another man. Right. So he knew Jacob, man. He knew Jacob was his nephew. So he was like, okay, I'd rather give my daughters to a man that I can trust. Like, hold on, like you, nephew. And rather than give her to a heathen, give her to a heathen or another family line that the Lord is not dealing with. Or the Lord could have or it could have been a wicked ass nigga that would have, did wicked shit or something. So the Lord had that specific bloodline that he was dealing with. And this is all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shah, man. So, it says, and Jacob served her 7 years for Rachel, and they seemed unto him but a few days, for the love he had for her. So he worked 7 years for her, but it did not seem like a long time. It says, and Jacob said unto Laban, give me my wife, for my days are fulfilled, that I may go in unto her. So what you mean? You mean to tell me that he's gonna go into his mother's brother's daughter? This inside joke. Hey, this is through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shah to keep that bloodline pure, man. And keep the, hey, like the scripture says, man, I'd rather give her to somebody I could trust, so to speak. That's basically what he's saying in layman's terms. And this is what was done back then, man. But it's just certain family that you can't deal with, so to speak, And Jacob said unto Laban, give me my wife, for my days are fulfilled, that I may go in unto her. And Laban gathered together all the men of the place, and made a feast. And it came to pass in the evening that he took Leah and brought her to him, and he went in unto her. And Laban gave unto his daughter Leah Zilpah his maid for an handmaid. And it came to pass that in the morning, behold, it was Leah. And he said to Laban, what is this thou hast done to me? Did not I serve with thee for Rachel? Wherefore thou hast beguiled me. So and he gave him the oldest daughter, then he gave him the younger daughter. And Laban said, it must not be so done in our country to give the younger before the firstborn. Fulfill her week, and we will give thee this also for the service which thou hast served with me 7 other years. And Jacob did so and fulfilled her week. And he gave him Rachel his daughter to wife also, and Laban gave to Rachel his daughter Bilhah his handmaid to be her maid. And he went in unto Rachel, and he loved also Rachel more than Leah, and served with him 7 other years. And when Yahweh saw that Leah was hated, he opened her womb. Behold, Rachel was barren. So this was, the Lord putting the family together, man. Because the 12 tribes of Israel came out of these 4 women: Leah, Rachel, Bilhah, and what was the other one named? What was her name? Oh, Zapah, the maid. So it was those 4 women that, the nation of Israel sprung out of, man. So the Lord made that bloodline pure, and he did, the Lord did with his will. So, I just did this lesson to let you know through the Spirit, there's some, in certain situations you can deal with certain people, you can't. And through the Spirit, if you receive it, you receive it. If you don't, you don't, man. But this is in the scriptures, and I'm not making this up because I just want to go around doing this and doing that. No, this is of the scriptures. The scriptures tell you, like verse 9, the nakedness of thy sister, the daughter of thy father, or the daughter of thy mother, whether she be born at home or born, either their nakedness thou shalt not uncover. So the law tells you what you can do and what you can't do, and clearly Polight didn't read the book of Leviticus because he shot out the Bible. Inside joke. So hey, the Lord is dealing with the great millstone, man. Period, point blank. So with that, I'm gonna give all praise and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahshua Bashim Kakudash. Double honors to the apostles and to the elders of great millstone. Much peace, love, and salutation to the brothers doing his work and true sincerity. Shalom.